Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at this really cool looking 8-wheel amphibious armored RC car called the Conqueror. This is available from Temu. They were kind enough to send this out for review. So if you're interested in this car, be sure to check the video description. Any user, you don't have to be a new user, can check out that code in the video description and get a $100 coupon bundle using my personal code that's down in the video description. You can use that in the Temu app. So as you can see, this is 8-wheel. It has an armored vehicle look, 2.4 gigahertz. The model number on this is a Q137. Looks like it's available in yellow and black. And it is really neat. I mean, it's something that you can drive across your pool or a lake. It's kind of slow in the water, as you'll see at the end of this video. But it's really neat, and it should be pretty easy to steer and pretty easy to use for a kid, because it doesn't actually have your traditional steering. It's sort of like tank controls. I'll show you guys here the car. So here is the car. Let's get back out here where it's a little easier to see. You can see there's no steering. So what it does is it has these, you can see when you move the wheels here, you're geared in 2 wheels at a time. It's going to use differential thrust, I guess you call it, to steer the vehicle by which side and which wheels are actually moving to actually steer. And it kind of just, so it's sort of like tank controls, but it's not exactly, as I'll show you here on the controller. So you have this little toy grade controller with your power button in the middle, and you just your forward and back and your right and left. So it's sort of like tank controls. With tank controls, you have 2, you go up and down and you move 2 sticks. So it's not exactly the same as tank controls, but it's a similar concept. It uses a 2-cell lithium ion pack, which I already have inside the car. You get your little charger with your little 4-pin connector. So it plugs into that. I don't think it had a balance plug. It's just a 2-cell lithium ion pack, and your screwdriver to be able to take off the bottom of the compartment to put the battery in there. It's all sort of sealed, so you have a rubber boot over the power button. So you turn it on, you'll see this red light flash. And I don't think there was any other lights on the car besides that. But everything's sealed. There's a rubber seal around the battery compartment, so nothing's going to get water in it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take it out here and I'm going to drive it around here in these little hills, around these pine needles and pine trees, just kind of see how this little vehicle does. And then we'll end the video with some footage I already filmed of the vehicle going across my pool. And you guys probably saw that in the intro clips, just how this little vehicle does when going across the pool. I didn't want to take it in a pond today and get it all dirty and then take it across the pine needles. So I took it home and ran it across my pool. All right, guys, so I'm just going to walk over there and we'll start the video, so I'll be right back. All right, let's just get it out here and kind of take up one of these little hills. There'll be a lot of pine needles and dirt, but this is kind of a neat little place here. We can kind of see how well this little truck can climb. Yeah, let's take it out here. And it's having no problems. With all those 8 wheels, you get a lot of traction. So a 4-wheel car of similar size and similar power might not make it up there because it's just less traction. You have all those wheels turning. And it's got decent speed. It's a little quicker than I thought it would be, with just some brushed motors in there. As you can see, when you turn, you can see how it adjusts which wheels are turning to just be able to steer, and it steers better than you'd think. I mean, look how well that steers without actually turning the wheels with the traditional steering. These are beautiful pine trees back here that are planted in this park. I've been out here a few times in the past with some of my RC cars, but I've actually never driven a car right through here. I've driven some over there, just down there where we started out. But I need to come here more often because this is a good little place for RC cars, especially ones that are not super fast, so we don't want to hit these trees. Oh, let's see if we can make it over this stump. Looks like one of the trees here was cut down or died. But yeah, this has got good power, very responsive with the little controller. Even though it bounces a bit, I mean, it's keeping its it's keeping itself under control. It's not, we're not flipping it, and it's not doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I like this little guy. This would be perfect for just about anybody. You don't have to be a kid to be into this. But this is certainly simple enough for a younger person to drive, but even an adult like me, this is still fun. It's not like it needs to have traditional steering. And as you guys will see, it does pretty good on the water. It's slow, and it's not super easy to steer on the water, but it does a good job, and everything's fine, because this is filmed after I filmed it on the pool, so we know that the water didn't get inside or hurt anything. The electronics are all good and sound. Let's see if we can get over this rubber. Yeah. Ooh, and didn't flip it. Go into these wood chips. Curious if we could make it up this plastic slide. Just because it's sort of slick. There's some water here, and that won't hurt because it's waterproof. Oh no! It's just too slick. Oh! Boy, it's so close. We just can't get enough momentum. Oh, and that's the first time he flipped it over. So yeah, it can't quite make it up this slide because it's just a little bit too slippery. But boy, it came close, that's for sure. So we got quite a bit of water from that water puddle on it, but as they said, that's fine. It's waterproof. That's a pretty steep incline, and we're going right up it. A little struggle, but it made it. And it seems like, I drove it yesterday. I did charge the battery back up. Didn't take too long to charge it, so I think it has a pretty good runtime. The battery wasn't, fully dead or anything. It wasn't even close to dead. All right, I think that's probably enough. Getting kind of repetitive here. So what I want to do now is let's get it back to my house and so you guys see how well this guy performed on my pool. So I'll be right back. All right, so let's take the Q137 Conqueror out here and see how it does in my pool. As you guys already got to see, we did a little off-roading at the park before this, and I obviously want to test its ability in the water. Now, I'm actually filming this out of order, so it looks really clean here. That's because I'm doing this before the actual off-road park review. So we're just going to take it out here and let's see how it does in the pool water. Okay, I got my daughter out here with me. She wanted to watch it. Let's just see if we can drive it off into the water. And there it goes. And it absolutely can. And it's able to get in. It didn't capsize. Now it's not going to be very quick. You can see on the bottom it has that even on and off switch has a rubber boot over it. So it won't get any water in the electronics. Now trying to steer with this, I'm giving it inputs and it doesn't, going in reverse, it's actually turning around. Like, well, not really reverse, but I'm trying to go in reverse here and it wasn't, but I was actually hitting the steering button, I mean. Put it down, Bren. So it's sort of like, it will sort of steer now. But if you try to steer while you're actually kind of like going, see, it's like, but if you just let off the throttle and then steer, it will turn. Giving it some right input, now left. But if you're going forward and then you try to steer, you see it just goes to one. Let me get my hands out of the way. If you try to steer while you're going forward, it just does left track. It's trying to turn, but it's just really not doing it. But whenever you just steer without throttle, it's using both sets of tractor, all 8 wheels, and then it does steer. But going forward and trying to steer, it just doesn't really, it tries to, but it's more like it would be on land. And on land, that's no problem. You can go in reverse, and it does go backwards. I'll try to steer it over to you, Bren. And that'll be pretty much it for this video, because there's not too much to show you. Just if you want to, you can go from land to the water. If you needed to cross maybe a small stream or something, you certainly could with this. But as you see, it's not going to move very quick. If this had like paddle tires on it, it would be a much faster. Where you could really move the water. Just the grooves on the tires now, it's all it's doing, and it's, you know, it's slow. Let's bring it up here. Can you grab it, Bren? Okay, let me have it. You'll get to drive it in just a minute. All right, guys, it's all wet, but at least this is pool water and not nasty pond water. I don't want to get this caught up. If the local pond's gonna be full of seaweed and pond scum, and it would be just disgusting. So this shows this can certainly go in the water. It's not super quick, and it's not the best at steering, but hey, it does what it is advertised to do. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Also, make sure you check out the video description for the coupon code and download the Temu app to get your coupon bundle, and check this out on the Temu website. And if you're new to the channel, click that bell, and while you're at it, be sure to subscribe. And you guys, you know what? Have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.